Hi, I'm Rick Dior, and that was Hectic Hickorys from the book Adventures in Solo Drumming by William J. Schinstine. And this is the last solo in the book, and it is brutal. It's a very, very difficult solo. It's hard to concentrate this long, lots of chops required. And also, it's in a difficult meter. Now, the meter is 3/8 plus 5/8. You can add that together and get 8/8, which is the same as 4/4. So it is possible to feel this solo in 4/4, but it is tricky because the rests come at weird spots. One thing you'll see when I put this music on the screen is I've put some threes here and there. That helps me if I'm thinking in 4/4. A lot of times on beat 3, he has these rests, so that's something to look at. But either way you count it, it's very, very difficult to concentrate. And in modern music, you'll go lots of times between meters. And so the conductor might, be conducting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's easy to get lost in that pattern, especially if there's two threes involved. In this case, the first 3/8 and the last 3 of the 5/8. So that's one thing you need to be cognizant of when you're working with the conductor. So there's lots of difficult passages in this solo, similar to most of the other solos. I kind of think of this as the final exam, where you're putting together all the techniques you've used in this book into one big, giant solo that's 2 pages long and much longer than the other solos. I'm doing this at the written tempo of eighth note equals 2/16. The first thing we want to look at is 4/4 phrasing. So I'm going to explain that to you. And to do that, I'll put the metronome on 108, which is half of 2/16. And I'll play the first couple lines or so. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see there with the metronome how it's just in 4/4, but I am actually thinking 3/8 and 5/8 in my phrasing. So that's something you can do throughout this solo. There's also lots of chop things involved, in other words, technique. So at bar 40, you see these 16ths. So let's look at bar 30, where the complexity really heats up. And I'll play this through for you until we get to the last line or so. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One of the most difficult spots to count in this piece occurs with this roll section, with the last 2 bars of the first page. I'll play that for you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's tough to count too. You just got to keep that eighth note going in your head and count internally. The only other physically demanding part is the last 2 lines. I'll play that for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, use lots of fingers. This is marked fortissimo, so you need to play it with a lot of power. So I hope you enjoyed this solo and this book. It's been a real challenge to record the whole thing. And we'll move on to some other books now, but this is one of the great, not well-known rudimental books. Everybody talks about the Pratt and the Wilcoxon, and those are fantastic books. But these books get ignored, and I think of these Schinstine solos as kind of a combination of the two, and sort of a gateway to the more modern types of rudimental solos. Thanks.